Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Austin here, bringing you guys game number 2 between FXO's BabyKnight and Gamers League Snute. This is a PvZ from the second round of the losers bracket of the Campus Party Europe, a 16-player LAN with a $25,000 prize pool, held a few weeks ago. Now, at this point, and the series score currently is 1-0 for Snute, who is our red Zerg player at the bottom right of Ohana, with BabyKnight from Team FXO at the top left as the blue Protoss in game number 1. It was held on Cloud Kingdom. BabyKnight went with a standard Forge Fast Expand and tried to establish a third, but Snute was able to just get a strong roach timing. Not even with that many roaches. I believe he was trying to play the Stefano 12-minute style, but he just hit with some 7 roaches and a handful of lings and was able to catch his opponent out of position, because initially BabyKnight was able to force field off the roaches, and then Snute actually passed around his opponent's third and focused down an Immortal, and that literally won him the game. Had that Immortal been able to live and get back to the back of the Stalker line, he would have probably been able to hold. Nonetheless, if you want to see the real details of that, just head to game number 1. But BabyKnight does have to win this one. It is in the losers bracket, so if he drops this game, he is out of the tournament and loses his potential to win. I believe the main prize was $10,000, second place garnering $5K, with the rest spread out fairly nicely between the remaining players. And sometimes I ask myself whether or not it is better for LANs to have a really stacked prize pool for just first place, and then the rest is kind of a lot less. You see that in the GSL. There's something like, I think it's $46,000 to the winner, and then maybe $20,000 to the loser, and the rest just gets lower and lower. If you guys want to leave your opinion on that in the comments, it's definitely something I've been wanting to have players debate about. Should prize pools be balanced between the players, or should there be a lot to the winner? Should it be something like this, 10K, 5K, and then like 1,000 to the remaining down to 500 or whatnot? Or should it be something like 15,000, then 20, then maybe 4,000 or something like that? Just give me your thoughts. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. Nonetheless, BabyKnight is again going for that Forge Fast Expand. Very interesting on Ohana because there are other rocks leading to the third. Again, Snute is forced to head over to his third location to expand because BabyKnight's just being a pest with this probe here at the natural. And Snute is able to get great scouting on this because there are no cannons down as of yet, as you can see over here in our nice little vision tab. He just knows that there's a Forge Fast Expand and that BabyKnight is just trying to get up to his 40-some-odd probes and hit his opponent hard with a nice timing. A lot of Protoss players like to play off of 2 bases against the Zerg. You see MC go for those very aggressive 2-base 7 gates. I haven't really seen enough of BabyKnight to tell his exact playstyle. I know he's a very strong kind of macro player. He's able to bounce back from deficits when it is called upon him. I did see that in the WCS Nationals when I just figured there was no way for him to win. So I'm definitely interested to see what kind of antics he has up his sleeve. The second game when you're down 1-0 is always extremely important. You have to analyze what your opponent did without overanalyzing, not figuring that they will repeat exactly, but definitely predicting some sort of a diversity. You might have seen in the dialogue earlier, BabyKnight said, "Your mutas crushed my heart," but there were actually no mutas in game 1 that I do recall. I probably sound like a total idiot if there were, but I'm quite confident there were not. And we do see BabyKnight here going for weapons level 1. I believe in the last game he did get a number of upgrades, though was unable to pull out the game. I am a little bit tired, as I was in my last cast. Less so. I'm a little bit more focused this time around. But if you notice I'm saying it's just the one word I never ever use. I just find it's completely taboo when you're a commentator. Just do forgive me. I am trying my best to avoid this. It's just I'm a little bit under the weather. I love casting, so I'm trying to get some commentaries out and get myself back on track with school and all. But we do now have 2 gases at the main from Snute. We saw this in the last game. He delays his gas and then throws down the Roach War, and he really focuses on droning up to a critical number early on in the game. He's already at 37 to 33 on 3 bases. He's slowly just droning up, and he always has drones in the production tab until a certain point in time when he's got his Roach Warren finished, and then much like Stefano was able to just produce as many units as he likes. I believe he's going to get a gas here at his natural. That is what he did in the last game. Look at this, 6 drones at one time. His harvester count just jumping. Meanwhile, we see a game. I was going to say Gamers League. What is going on? We see 4 more gates here. Actually, 3 more gates, because that is 4 total, and a Twilight Council from BabyKnight. So this is very, very resemblant to what he did in the first game. 2 bases, 4 gates, and Blink. His Blink actually did not play a huge factor in the last game, as it was just finishing as he was dying, because we had one observer who did not want to leave the game, so I got to watch that little detail. But he did throw down a Robo as well and produced Immortals to counter some Roaches. It seems as though Snute is again just going for that Roach-heavy playstyle. He is getting his lair, so just 12-minute speed Roaches, the very popular timing. And here is a Dark Shrine on the way from BabyKnight, very well placed. It's covered by the cannons. No Overlord would dare creep in there to scout that. So Snute on his vision is just going to see the 2 gases at the natural, and now BabyKnight just trying to poke into the third here with some Zealots and Stalkers. It does not look like it will be too effective. Actually, these Lings do not yet have speed, however, so if BabyKnight's able to snipe a Queen or something of that sort, he's taken very little health damage on any of his units. There was, however, a Spine Crawler here just kind of preventing any real aggression. 4 more Zealots on the way, though, so it looks like BabyKnight may want to either end this right here, right now, but a lot of Roaches do pop out, so Snute definitely going to try to force his opponent back. It looks as though he will do so. Roaches can kite Zealots all day, and with Lair about to finish, there will soon be speed for them. And Snute has actually not seen the DTs, but he's getting an instinctive 3 Spore Crawlers. I believe he did so in the last game too, just to be safe. And it looks like it may pay off in this game, unless I was going to say unless BabyKnight's going for a very fast charge lot Archon, but that's not entirely viable in PvZ, unless your opponent is favoring a Muta-heavy playstyle, which Snute is not, and BabyKnight's already getting Blink in that Robo facility like we saw in the last game. So it looks like the Dark Shrine will have been a wasted investment. He's again pushing in here with 2 DTs included in his mix, but he will be unable to do anything too effective, even with an Overseer here morphing. Nice force field there, splitting the Roaches effectively in half, but the 2 DTs quickly dying as a result of the Spore Crawler in the mineral line. Now BabyKnight putting on a lot of aggression, but Snute just producing Roaches, Roaches, and Roaches. There's the Sentry focused down, so it looks like this attack is going to be repelled, and minimal losses for Snute. Literally 3 workers killed there for BabyKnight. Very, very minimal damage considering the kind of investment it took him to put down this Dark Shrine. If we look at our units lost tab, 600 more resources lost for BabyKnight, so he's behind in population, and I've got to say he's just behind overall in the game. He's going to have to either grab a 3rd base or just try to go all in with several Immortals. It seems as though, however, Snute has the full intention of just maxing out on Roaches as soon as his speed finishes attacking. He actually does have his Overlord Ventral Sax upgrade and Pneumatized Carapace, so speed and drops on the way, but Snute looks like he's just going to push in right now with this bulky Roach force. 50 population ahead of his opponent now, and both players at their supply caps. Does not seem to me as though Snute is actually producing any Overlords. There we go, 3 on the way. A little bit sloppy though. He is going to be delayed for quite a while, and no pylons on the... I believe a pylon just finished for BabyKnight, and he has another on the way. So he's going to have to establish his 3rd base. He only has 1 Immortal, a lot of Sentries, that is a total of 4, and a fair amount of Stalkers. He's got another Immortal on the way, and already actually is weapons level 3, so I did forget to mention, I thought he just had weapons level 1 going all that time. Turns out he was getting 2 and 3. Sorry about that. That was just a sneeze. I felt it coming on. I was like, no, 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 no. So we do have Carapace level 2 here on these Roaches. Another upgrade I did miss. My apologies. And a Macro Hatch coming somewhere from Snute at his 3rd base. Interesting choice of location. He's now getting his missile attacks level 1 off a 2nd Evo somewhere and producing 13 more Roaches. So it looks like he's just going to try to go all in here. I'm not sure if he knows about the 3rd. He does not. Likely predicts it though. So he's now going to be coming in here. Apologize for that nasty smelling sniff. Not smelling, nasty sounding sniff. That's the one thing I just pet peeve of mine. Anyways, Snoot's going to poke in with these Lings here. They do have speed. For a scary second, I didn't really see those wings they have on them. It looks like Snute is actually going to go for a mass drop. So this is a huge, pretty much, not really all in, but this is a huge push from Snute, dropping all of his roaches in the main. If only Zerg had sentries, one force field would pretty much kill BabyKnight. There is an Artosis going down, cutting off the production of 3 Warp Gates and the Twilight Council. No charge anytime soon from BabyKnight, not like he'd want it now. The Protoss player pushing his forces into the main. Not all the roaches are landed, however, or actually the Lings, rather. Only a few roaches were left in Overlords. There's some very nice force fields, though. So many roaches trapped in this somewhat of a pentagon of force fields. All the Overlords are going to get taken down. Well, surely a lot of them. There's a good blink there from BabyKnight, finally putting it to use, and he's going to intensely supply block his opponent. Even though there are 4 Overlords on the way, that will definitely buy him some time in terms of a counter, or in terms of another attack. Snute is, however, pushing at the 3rd with just a handful of roaches. If he can get this Immortal, that would be pretty big. He's able to pull out, though, in time and save 4 roaches. A nice blink there from BabyKnight. Not going to kill any more. 2 of them very low on health. 16 and 35. BabyKnight now moving out a little bit with his Blink Stalkers and Immortal. Here's 3 roaches at the front wall. Not sure what they were quite interested in doing. Maybe depowering some of these buildings. I'm not sure if he knew there was a second pylon. He did indeed, and there's a little bit of a voice crack. Oh, the confessions of a slightly sick commentator. We do now have some Speedlings probably going to try to go for a run by. There was the blink used by BabyKnight, not able to achieve anything really. Just get closer vision on the wings. They're trying to scout everything. They do know of the existence of the Dark Shrine, so Snute's instincts in placing down those 3 spores earlier was definitely gave him a huge lead. We do now have 1 armor from our Protoss player. He's at 3-0-0. So these Stalkers doing 17 damage versus armor. Those roaches, that's pretty much the same. 2 less than a Colossus is. I believe the Colossus is 18 traditionally, and then 19 and 20, or maybe 17, 18, 19. I forget. That is a lot of damage, however, for Stalkers to be able to inflict, especially Immortals, though. They get 65 damage versus armor. That will pretty much, with the support of Stalkers, 2-hit a roach, because if the Immortal hits once, and then a few Stalker volleys will just entirely eliminate roaches. There are some decent force fields there from BabyKnight. He's not able to trap very many roaches, however. He is behind by quite a bit in supply, but his composition very strong and very well upgraded. He has a very high sentry count, and very, just in case you were wondering whether or not I was using that word a lot. So BabyKnight now just kind of does not want to trap himself here. This is not a good engagement point when the Zerg can get a 2-pronged assault, especially if they make use of Lings, which Snute just finished making. He is maxed out. He's got a fair bank of about 1,000 resources, far more than his opponent. So BabyKnight will essentially have to force field his way to a GG. It is crucial that he lands some nice ones with his sentries. Let's see what he can do. Only gets a few Lings in that engage, so Snute just baiting a lot of force fields with no real bonus in terms of not really losing any units as a result. But now there's the blink out from BabyKnight, defensively force fielding all of his Immortals because they do move a lot slower than Stalkers, so very well played there. Don't forget, BabyKnight is not maxed out. Snute is continuing to get a large bank, however, so this could be quite dangerous for him. Let's see what BabyKnight can do. He's got 1 Archon mixed in there. It does die, but was able to deal a lot of damage to the Zerglings before it died. That's what Archons are extremely useful for. A few Zealots actually being added in to kind of substitute for that Archon. Missile attacks at level 2 here, so we're going to have 2/2 Roaches very soon. Not sure if Snute would want to attack with only those upgrades. Very nice force fields there from BabyKnight, I would say, preventing any sort of a concave from Snute. Some Overlords being sniped here. I'm not sure why our Red Zerg is flying them about. I am really unsure as to why. Maybe just distract the AI and focus some of the Stalkers' fire on there. There's actually a hatch of Snutes at the 4th location of BabyKnight, so maybe a bit of a troll from him. He's got a Hydra Den on his way. There's some force fields. Yet again, BabyKnight's just not giving this up. He's got a lot of force fields, but some of his sentries getting sniped. Still, these Immortals. Look at this 27-kill Immortal I was just on. These Immortals have a disgusting total of kills. Let's just look at this. 20, 21, 7, 27 and 11 kills. That is enough to just cost Snute thousands worth of resources. Some overlords have gone down quite a lot, actually, and Snute's forced to reproduce 9. His bank is suddenly dwindling. Ladies and gentlemen, I was shortly ago ready to call it for Snute to 2-0 BabyKnight, but all of a sudden it seems as though those constant force fields, a very, very conservative play from FXO's Danish Protoss player. I was going to say Denmarkian. And as he now force fields his way towards victory, at least he's actually ahead of his opponent in population. That was a very nice engage there. He's just able to cut off half of the roaches and kill the other half. Snute's attempt at a two-pronged assault completely failed, and it looks like he may have to GG out of this. There are 10 Hydras in production with groove spines. I just don't think it'll be enough. Look at this. Only like 2 of the Immortals were firing. Half of BabyKnight's army was just being lazy, and I'm just not able to get over the amount of kills from these Immortals. Those 65 damage Immortals, even if they're Lings, just imagine the cost of that. 19,300 resources lost, and it seems like BabyKnight is not even needing to reinforce. He scarcely loses a unit. He's going to need a force field now. He won't even bother blinking in and then cutting off the reinforcements from the ramp to the third. Drones pulled, and it looks as though BabyKnight will deservedly take this victory. I'm going to do a final count on the Immortals, by the way, after this GG here. And that is our game. Finally, Ursadon, the spectator who refused to leave in the last game, does comply this time. So let's just check this out. 31 kills on this Immortal. 35 kills on this Immortal. 12 kills on this one. 33 and 23. I'm not down to do the math for that because I will likely mess up by 1 or 2 and then I will never hear the end of it. But if you look at those resources lost, the 9k difference was just key. BabyKnight never pushed past his boundaries. He was always just sticking to this area right here, close enough to his reinforcement pylon for comfort, and he just consistently force fielded anytime he felt the need to. Such a high sentry count, and those 3-1 upgrades just one-handed the game. Snute was 200-200. He completely denied the Dark Shrine. It was a wasted investment. It was looking so grim for BabyKnight, but he won the game. Very, very well done. I am excited for game number 3. I don't know about you guys, but enough of my rambling. Hope you enjoyed this cast. I will see you next time. Aust77 out.